Hey guys, this is Patrick here, and today I'm going to show you how I spawn enemies, and I'm going to spawn three types of enemies and make each one move at different speeds. So here's how we're going to do it. So first, we're going to need one character, parent class. I'm going to call it enemy, and I will create a C++ class out of it. So this will be the parent class from which our child enemies will inherit. So I will use inheritance for us to save some time and make sure that I don't need to reutilize the code. So I'll also create not two, but actually three child classes of my enemy, and each one will move at a different speed. So I'll have one enemy moving slow, one enemy at medium speed, and one enemy moving fast, one C++ class, and one blueprint for each one, and also one actor class. I'll call it spawner, which will be our spawner component, and our enemies will spawn out of this point in our world. So let's see how things connect logically. So I'll first create, as I said, my parent class and three child classes out of this C++ class. There'll be character type classes. And inside my spawner C++ class, I will instantiate one object for each of my child classes, enemy 1, 2, and 3, and I will expose these objects to the spawner blueprint using new properties. So I'll have to later open the blueprint spawner and select each one of these. Select a character blueprint for each one of these classes. So before we do that, we need to just do some adjustments in our character blueprints. So we need to simulate physics, set collision, and set auto process AI to be placed in the world and also spawned. So for the sake of speed, I already created my classes here and my blueprints. So what we need to do is to open each one of the blueprints. And for physics, oops, I have to select the match component, physics, simulate physics, collision, physics actor, and then we click on the blueprint component here. And for auto process AI, we have to select place in the world or spawned. So if we just leave as the default place in the world, um, when my character spawns, it will not turn on physics and collision, right? So we need these uh, parameters to be valid for players that are both placed in the world or spawned, which is our case. And then we just have to replicate this for the other blueprints. Okay, so now inside the parent class, inside our enemy parent class, we need to configure our properties. I want to declare a function to define the character speed, which our child classes will inherit from, a move function, and a print function to print a different message per each type of enemy. Okay, so we're here. We're going to go into our parent enemy C++ class. Let me open that up. Okay, so here I need to create a few variables. So it's going to be one float for speed, one float for vector direction, which will be the direction of our movement, and I'll set this to +1. So since we're going to use a vector direction, if it's +1, it will move forwards. If it's -1, it would move backwards. Okay, and then we need to declare our functions. So one for setting my speed, we'll take a float speed. One for movement, we'll take our vector direction, and one for me to print the message on the screen. Okay, so now we need to implement these functions. So let's start with set speed. So here for set speed, oh, I actually forgot to include game framework character movement components.